My parents sold my dream car without telling me. The dream begins. For as long as I can remember, I've been obsessed with cars. Not just any cars, muscle cars. I grew up watching old-school car shows with my grandpa, a guy who could fix anything with an engine. He taught me about horsepower, torque, and why certain models had a soul. Out of all the cars I fell in love with, one stood above the rest, the 1969 Dodge Charger. Something about its aggressive stance, the roar of its engine, and its legacy in classic car culture made it the dream. While other kids in high school talked about getting a new Honda or a used Ford, I only wanted one thing, a Charger. I started saving when I was 15. Every birthday, every summer job, every side hustle, I stacked my money like a man possessed. My parents? They weren't supportive. My dad would say, "You should save for college instead." And my mom thought I was being ridiculous. "Why waste money on an old gas guzzler?" she'd ask. But I didn't care. After 4 years of hustling, at 19 years old, I finally did it. I found a '69 Charger for sale in a nearby town. It wasn't in perfect condition. There was some rust, the interior needed work, and the paint had faded, but it ran. And for me, that was enough. The moment I handed over my savings and the keys hit my palm, I felt like I had won the lottery. Blood, sweat, and grease. Owning a classic car isn't like owning a regular vehicle. You don't just drive it, you work on it. Every extra dollar I made went into parts, tools, and upgrades. On weekends, I'd spend hours in the garage, covered in grease, teaching myself mechanics through YouTube videos and old manuals. It became more than a hobby. It was my passion. Of course, my parents didn't see it that way. "That thing is always in the garage," my mom would complain. "You never even drive it. When are you going to sell it and get something practical?" My dad would ask. I ignored them. They just didn't get it. This wasn't just a car to me, it was a dream in progress. The day everything fell apart. Then came yesterday. I got home from work, walked into the garage, and my Charger was gone. At first, I thought maybe my dad had moved it. But when I checked the driveway, nothing. My heart started racing. I ran inside. "Mom, where's my car?" She barely looked up from her laptop. "Oh, we sold it." I froze. I couldn't have heard that right. "What? You what?" That's when my dad walked in. "Yeah, we found a buyer. He took it this afternoon. Honestly, that thing was just collecting dust. We got a good price for it." I felt like the ground had been ripped from under me. "You sold my car?" My voice cracked. "Without telling me." "It was for the best," my mom said. You were never going to finish it. We thought it was time to let it go." "How much?" I demanded. My dad shrugged. $5,000. I almost threw up. I had paid $9,000 for that car. I had spent over $8,000 in parts and labor. They had sold my dream car for a quarter of what it was worth. I lost it. I screamed at them, cursing, shaking, demanding to know who they sold it to. My dad, looking annoyed, gave me the number of some guy named Chuck. I called him immediately. "Hey, I'm the owner of the Charger you just bought. My parents sold it without my permission. I need to buy it back." The guy on the other end just chuckled. "Sorry, kid. A deal's a deal." I begged. I told him I'd pay him back double what he bought it for. His answer? Not interested. I've wanted a '69 Charger for years. This one's mine now. I hung up and punched the wall so hard my knuckles split open. The fallout. I packed a bag that night. I couldn't even look at my parents. My mom tried to act like it wasn't a big deal, saying I should move on. My dad told me to stop being dramatic. Dramatic? Dramatic? They had taken something I worked years for and threw it away like trash. I called my best friend, Jake. He picked me up, no questions asked. I crashed on his couch, seething. The next day, I posted about it on Legal Advic and Classic Cars to see if there was anything I could do. Unfortunately, since the car was legally in my parents' name because I was under 18 when I first bought it, they had every right to sell it. I was screwed. The revenge. But I wasn't going to let it end there. I found Chuck's address through a mutual contact. The classic car community isn't that big in my town. I went to his house. My Charger was sitting in his driveway. I knocked on his door. Chuck, I'm here for my car. He sighed. Look, kid. I get it, but it's mine now.
Sorry.
I told him how much that car meant to me. I told him everything. And for a second, he looked like he was considering it. But then he smirked. Tell you what, if you can match what I plan to put into this car, I'll sell it back to you. But I'm restoring it top to bottom, so that means at least $30,000. I wanted to scream. There was no way I could afford that. But then I had an idea. I took to Reddit, TikTok, and YouTube. I made a video explaining my story. I showed old clips of me working on the car, the restoration process, everything. The video went viral. People from all over started sharing it. And then something crazy happened. A GoFundMe was started. Within a month, I had $40,000 in donations from people who wanted to help me get my car back. I went back to Chuck, showed him the cash, and just like that, my Charger was mine again. Final thoughts. I moved out. I haven't spoken to my parents since. They tried to call, text, even apologize when they saw how much support I got. I ignored them. They didn't just sell my car. They sold my trust. But you know what? I got my Charger back. And this time, I put M&M on the title. Because some things in life, you don't get a second chance at. And I'll be damned if I let anyone take my dream away again.